Hey, what's going on, my fellow idiots? Welcome back for another episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. We're going to do some baking today, and I'm going to show you how to make a blueberry upside down cake. It's kind of like a variant of a pineapple upside down cake, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one is way better. So without any further ado, let's get into making it, because I really think you're going to like this one. Alright, let's make this one. It's nice and easy. So the first thing you'll want to get is a large mixing bowl, and into it add 2 1/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. The next thing we'll add in is 3/4 of a cup of white granulated sugar, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Next in is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Into the bowl it goes, and then a teaspoon of kosher salt. Again, into the bowl it goes. We're then going to add in a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then from the brilliant baking mind of Stella Parks, add in a 1/4 teaspoon of ground coriander seed to really set off that blueberry flavor. Then just get out your trusty whisk it all together until it's combined, and then we're going to add in 3/4 of a cup of room temperature unsalted butter. So just spatula that all in, and then go get out your electric mixer, or you can make this in your stand mixer if you want, and then we're just going to beat the butter with all of the dry goods until you get a pebbly kind of dryish but a little bit wet sand, like almost like a cornmeal, but it's kind of wet. You know, like you give it a squeeze in your hand and you can squeeze it and it'll clump together, but it's still pretty dry. That's the consistency you're looking for. But really, when I think about it, explaining that consistency seems kind of pointless, because we're just going to get everything wet by adding in a 1/2 cup of whole milk, and then we're going to crack in 2 large room temperature eggs, and then a tablespoon of vanilla paste or vanilla extract, and then last but not least, some lemon zest. So use the zest of a whole large lemon. This is going to be quite tasty. Vanilla, coriander, lemon, and blueberry. Get all that lemon zest in, and then get out your electric mixer once more, and then just mix this all together until you get a thoroughly combined batter. It's going to come out very similar to like a pancake batter, but maybe just a tad bit thicker. So there we go. I'm just going to scrape down the walls of the bowl here so that it gets all nice and combined, just a little bit more, and then we're just going to set that bowl aside for a moment and get out a 12-inch cast iron pan. I lined it with some parchment paper here, and you'll want to line yours with some parchment paper, and then we're going to drop in 3 cups of frozen blueberries, or fresh if you want to use fresh. I typically just use frozen blueberries, but then to make sure they're all spread out, just give your pan a shake so that they cover the bottom of the pan. And then the lemon that you zested earlier, use that one, because we need to use the juice of 1 large lemon. I mean, obviously, if you want to waste another lemon, do that, but I mean, hey, you zested the one earlier, so you might as well just use that one, right? So squeeze the juice of 1 large lemon over the blueberries, and then finish off by sprinkling a 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar all over the blueberries. Once that's done, we're going to go get our cake batter and spatula or spoon it all over the blueberries. Now, as you can see, it's kind of a thick cake batter, so it kind of sticks to your spatula, and it's kind of a pain to work with, but you know, just power through that. So spatula it all on here, and then what we're going to do is smooth it all out. So get a spoon or just use a spatula, really whatever you want, and smooth out the batter until it completely covers the blueberries and is spread out throughout the entire pan. Look at that. It's sticking in my hands a little bit. It will stick to your hands, stick to your spoon a little bit, so you know, just do your best job here. But then all you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake this for anywhere from 40 to 50 minutes until the cake comes out nice and puffy and golden brown like that, and the blueberries are going to be nice and melty and all just combined together. It's going to be so great. So get out an offset spatula scraped along the sides of your 12-inch cast iron pan. Get out a large plate, because we're going to tip this over. It is an upside down cake after all, so just carefully do this. I'm kind of panicking at this point in time, so do it as best you can. So tip it over, give the bottom of the pan a couple of knocks to loosen up the cake, and then all we're going to do is, yep, no, that's Hot Wheel, don't touch it without a glove on. Anyways, then we're just going to lift up the cast iron pan, and voila, a blueberry upside down cake. As you can see, a little bit of the blueberry stuck to the pan still, but whatever, it still turned out really great. So I'm going to cut into this as it's still piping hot, and I'm going to lift myself out a piece, and look at how nice and thick that cake is with the blueberries, and some of the blueberries have sunken into the cake batter. Here, let me give you a little interior shot of the cake as a whole. As you can see, Rose is super interested too. Look at that, look at that. Oh man, this smells amazing. There's a close-up of the slice. Like I said, a little bit of damage to it, but I mean, hey, whatever, that's not the end of the world. This is down to taste. How does it taste? And to do that, we got to go in for the taste test. It's still piping hot, but with the first bite, let me tell you, wow, this was good. The cake was nice and tender and flavorful. The ground coriander seed is a really good addition. It really complemented that lemony blueberry flavor. It was sweet and delicious and just amazing. All right, I'm blowing off a piece here so Rose can taste test it. She is the official taste tester after all. And oh, it definitely was a little bit too hot for her still. Sorry, Rosie. Well, you know what? She came back though to let me know it was good. So she's committed to the channel that even when she burns her mouth, she lets me know what's up and she lets me know that it's good. So there you go. You know that Rose likes it, so you know it's good. But here, let me go in for another taste test. This was awesome. The blueberries were nice and jammy and melty, and everything was just perfect. This was super simple to make too. I'm sure you saw at how quickly it came together. So you should definitely give this one a try. But with that in mind, let's call it an episode. I had a lot of fun here today, and I hope you enjoyed what I made. If you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you again next time.